Hello everybody. I'm coming to you today with a bonus sketch that was sent out by Christy Harriman from Christy's Beautiful Life. She just sent this out today and she said, hey, who's in the mood for a random sketch? And I thought, I think I could do a random sketch today. So this one is not part of any sort of series. It's just a random sketch from Christy's Beautiful Life from her Facebook group. And so I am going to tackle this sketch today. It seems pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. So the pictures I'm going to be using are from my trip to Northern Arizona, where my husband and I went to the Grand Canyon. We rode the Grand Canyon Railway. And so this is a picture I took from the train window. You can see like the other part of the train going around a curve right there. I thought that was pretty cool. And this is he and I in our seats on the train. So I'm going to document this little train ride today. I'm going to use I think this is the July. I think it's the July Hip Kit Club kit. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but it has like the Western theme to it. I've already used a part of this page, but I think I'm going to include this. This has the cool little cow print on the back that I used on my other cowboy page, but I think I'm going to use the floral side this time. And when we look at this sketch, so this part right here is supposed to be left wide open, and I think I'm going to use this page for that, so that we have this pretty scene that'll be kind of in this wide open area. I think that'll look really cool. And then for these layers up here, I'm going to use this floral that I just set aside. I think some of this wavy stripe, and then some of this blue polka dot. So I think those will be really cool color choices for this particular sketch. Something like that, I'm guessing. It's kind of what I'm planning on for right now. And that'll be up here and down here. As far as embellishments go, I have all of the embellishments from the Hip Kit. I've pulled a few out already that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use, but they've got the ephemera pack there. I also have this Heidi Swap Sun Chaser sticker book that has some very similar colors, so I think I might be able to pull some things from that for embellishments. This is from a different Hip Kit. I think this was from the June. I think it's from the June kit, but it's Simple Stories Let's Go, and it's the chipboard stickers. I think I might be able to pull a few of these because the colors go pretty well. Some of the colors do, and I might be able to pull some of those things in. We've got these chipboard stickers from the July kit. I keep getting all messed up, guys. I don't remember which kit they were, but one before this latest one that's shipping now. So it must be the July kit. I've got those, and then I've got these cool alpha here that I might use. I have no idea what my title is going to be yet. I have no idea how I'm going to use everything, but I'm just going to kind of dive in. There's no real plan except for the sketch, and that's it. So I will see you back here in just a minute once I get kind of my layers going here, and then we will embellish together. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so I've gone ahead and torn my paper, and the sketch had kind of like, like this wavy pattern to it. And I did that with the torn paper and then just kind of layered them up. I used all three of the prints that I told you that I was going to use, but I tore them instead of cutting them into the smooth, like waves, just because, I was in the mountains, and I just feel like the torn edges look more like mountains than cutting out the straight edges. So I decided to tear both of them, and I already had them put together here. I just had to kind of rough up the edges and just tack it down. I didn't figure you guys needed to watch me tear paper because we all know how to do that. So I've got that all put together, and I really, really like the colors of this collection. They're just like these muted oranges and pinks and blues and yellows. There's a little bit of green in there too. I like the muted look of it, and I'm really glad they went with that color choice. Excuse me. I may be clearing my throat quite a bit. I'm still trying to get over COVID here, so I don't sound quite the same as I normally do, but we're getting better, I think, hopefully. So I'm just going to go ahead and mat both of my photos. I've trimmed them both down, and The one photo of the scenery of the train, I'm going to matte only in the blue. I'm going to cut here so that you don't have to watch. And then the second photo of my husband and I matted one time in the wavy multicolored paper, and then I'm going to also matte that on the blue. So it's got a double matte, whereas the scenery photo only has just the one blue matte. And I'm going to pop up the photo of my husband and I on some foam too, so it sticks up a little bit above the scenery photo. Excuse me. I went ahead and distressed the edges of all of the mattes on the photos, because that goes along well with the distressed look of the layered papers for the frame around the top and the bottom. And I love how the torn paper really does frame that center picture there. I think that this sketch lends really, really, really well to that paper. So I'm glad I still had that and I hadn't used it yet, because I think that this was the perfect sketch to use that particular paper with the sun and the cactus on there. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to use that when I first saw that paper, but I knew I wanted to use that scenery somehow, but I'm not very good at using scenery type paper. So I usually end up cutting it apart, but I was really glad that I didn't have to this time, and it frames that scene just so perfectly. So all I'm doing here is just kind of putting together the ephemera that I already had picked out from the ephemera pack. I only picked out a few pieces down there next to the photo of my husband and I put flower from, excuse me, I'm sorry, from the 49 in Market. Vintage something. It's like the Ancestry set, and I got the 2 floral pieces from that. It's the laser cut die cuts from 49 in Market. And then from the Hip Kit ephemera, I pulled out the words say wide open spaces are good for the heart, and I put that down by my husband and my picture. And then over on the other side, there was kind of a camping scene that has a cactus, some mountains, and the sun. It also had a travel trailer, but I covered up the trailer because we weren't camping. So I covered that up with one of the it's a chipboard sticker, and that also says wide open spaces, wild and free are the place where dreams, I can't read the rest because I covered it up. So that's what I put on there. I got another chipboard piece that is a ticket. I am going to use that piece, but it's not going to be right there where I have it. I'm going to end up moving it, honestly, because I kind of misplaced it for a second and then I forgot about it. So I do put it on, but it's not quite in the same spot. I also put a chipboard camera as well down there. That'll move a little bit too, but it's about in that same spot. So here I am just working on getting my title together. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to say, so I just honestly figured that I would just title this exactly what we were doing, which was riding on the Grand Canyon Railway. So you'll see here the blue alpha I got from the Hip Kit, and that white alpha, I can't remember if I got that from a scrap room kit or Not Just for Boys kit. I'm so sorry. I cannot remember which one, but it was kind of a seconds. You know how they call stuff seconds, because it was kind of damaged. So I ended up getting it for really cheap, and I just use all the white, and the ones that are miscolored, I just don't use those ones. So they ended up being a pretty good deal, and I really like the font of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just kind of leaving in where I'm putting in the first part of the title. But once I take this away, I realize that it's up a little high and I want to move it down some. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that little banner that says take the scenic route. And I'm going to end up moving that railway down so that it's just kind of sitting on top of that. So there we go. That's moved down, and I like that a lot better. I like how it's closer to that banner. So now I'm just going to add in where it says Grand Canyon. I'm not going to show you all of this because we don't need to see it all. So there we go. We've got Grand Canyon there. And along with being a seconds because of coloring, these alpha they just don't stick very well. So once I get them kind of all situated where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and run them through my sewing machine and just kind of stitch down the center of it. I'm going to do that because honestly, I'm a little too lazy to like take out my glue and glue every one of them. Sometimes I glue, sometimes if it works, I go ahead and stitch. So this time I am going to choose to stitch, and there we go. I just went right down the center. That can be a really quick and easy way to get those letters to stick down if you don't feel like taking the 100 years it takes to glue down each tiny little alphabet or letter, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and get my photos tacked down. With the one, like I said, I added some strips of adhesive foam to the back of that one so that it would stand up just a bit. I'm just going ahead and gluing those floral onto there so that they stay right where I want them. And I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the adhesive on, and I'm going to attach that down. You're not going to watch me pull all of this off because honestly, I struggle every time to get that backing off from that adhesive foam. I don't know why, but I cannot for the life of me do it very quickly. So I went ahead and just pulled one off, and I've got that stuck here just so that I can start and get everything stuck down the way that I like it. And so that's where the photos are going to go. I'm going to go ahead and place my camera because I know I want him kind of in between the florals right there and tucked a little bit under the photo of my husband and I. And I want some of the florals on top by the picture and some of them behind the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of foam on the back of a few sections of the flower. I'm going to fast forward through that so you don't have to watch me struggle with taking all of that adhesive foam backing off. But I do have some dimension in those flowers now because I did raise up a few little sections of it. So it's got some nice texture and dimension. I've gone ahead and put down my wide open spaces, I guess it's a secondary title down there by the photo. And I'm going to go ahead and attach down this little grouping I made with the ephemera and the chipboard sticker there. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right in that bottom left-hand corner of the whole thing. It's covering up some of my picture, but there really wasn't anything there, just some rocks. So it's really not covering anything important on the picture. You can still see the train, which is really what I wanted you to be able to see. So I'm going through my stash of Scrap and Happy Studio Flair, and I pulled out the remainder of this one vacation themed set. I have already used 3 from this set, and now I'm going to finish up with the last 3. One is a compass, one is a stack of luggage, and one is a globe. And I liked how the colors matched with this collection, and so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use up that set. I did switch the compass with the luggage up at the top because I liked the compass up with the top stuff. I don't know why. I just felt like I liked it better up there, and I switched that and put the luggage down on the bottom by the camera. Excuse me. And this is where I realized that I didn't have my ticket in there, and I really, really wanted that ticket because we had train tickets that looked a lot like that. So I really wanted to put that ticket in, and so I kind of play with it a little bit now that I've kind of messed myself up by putting my flair in. I don't have it glued down yet, so I do take it out and kind of try to see if I want to put that there, but I really liked the flair up in that spot. So I do find a new home for the ticket, which is down there on the bottom, kind of tucked a little bit under that picture of my husband and I, and then overlapping that circular chipboard sticker just a little bit. And I do like it there. I think it fits quite nicely, and I just moved the little arrow a little bit, and it all fits great and looks nice and finished down there on the bottom. So now I can go ahead and I can replace that flair, which it looks like I have done, and take a look at the sticker book to see if there's anything I want to add from the sticker book. I thought I would be able to add more. Like I grabbed that little lips because we were on our 25th anniversary trip, but they didn't really go with my theme, so I put them away quite quickly. At this point, I am going to grab one of those labels, that yellow one there. I'm going to stick it up, excuse me, at the top underneath the Take the Scenic Route little banner up there. And I'm going to use that to write the date on it in a little bit. just so that, I mean, we know where we are. We're on the Grand Canyon Railway, which you take from Williams, Arizona. If any of you are ever interested, it's really, really cool. You can take the train from Williams, Arizona. They have the depot there, and you get on the train and you ride for about 2 hours to the Grand Canyon, and you get to just look at all of the scenery and the beautiful everything on the stretch between Williams and the Grand Canyon. Is just awesome. So if you're ever interested in doing something like that, you can take it from Williams. I took a couple of stickers from the sticker book. One is a cactus that I stuck up there on my label. And then I took that word explore. And the reason I really, really wanted to use that is because the background is a really, really close up of a cactus. And so when else am I going to use that? I don't have that many cactus pictures. So I decided I wanted it on this page. So I stuck it there. And I didn't love it like up there all by itself, but you know, I just wanted it. So it's there. I try this floral right there to kind of bridge the gap there between my Flair and the Explorer sticker, but I didn't like it. I tried that little arrow. I didn't like that either. I do try this heart, and I do like this heart because that kind of comes into play with it being our anniversary. So I decide I am going to keep the heart. I'm going to put some adhesive foam on one side so that it sticks up like it should and it's nice and even. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there by the Flair. There's still not really anything closing the gap between the Explorer and the Flair, but I don't mind it as much now as long as that heart is there. Okay, so this is a bottle of, I think it's a Vibes from Shimmer's Paints, and I think it's called Snowstorm. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. It's Snow something, and it's just a white Vibes. And am I getting that wrong? Is it not a Vibes? I don't know. It's in a spray bottle. I'm so sorry. I have it put away and I don't have it with me, but I went ahead and sprinkled that just basically over my ephemera and my little groups of stuff. My clusters. Thank you, brain, for turning on there. I just mostly sprinkled it over my clusters. And I mean, that's pretty much this page done, guys. I've got a couple little clusters, one around the title and then a couple around the photos, and just the background paper just speaks for itself. So I hope you like this quick little sketch. Thank you to Christy's Beautiful Life for putting this great sketch out here today. And I hope y'all enjoyed watching the video and came away with some inspiration. I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.